moving on. Last week we talked about Hitman being delayed from this December to March of next year. Now we have the release date and we have details on the rollout plan for content. Because we know that you're buying this game and then you're going to be getting more and more of it over time. You don't get it all at once.
Okay.
So, Justin, you were saying you hadn't read about this. You're gonna learn this. Learning this in real time.
Watch my face.
It's gonna look kind of like that.
So it's out March 11th. At launch, there'll be 6 campaign missions.
That's a small number.
Across 3 locations: Paris,
okay.
Spienza, and Marrakesh.
What's Spienza?
I am guessing Italy, but I'm a dumb American.
That sounds. I'm good with Italy. Let's go with Italy.
You get a contracts mode with around 800 targets.
Oh, that's cool.
And then live content will begin rolling out with time-limited targets, weekly contracts, and promoted created content. I don't know, I guess created content is, there's going to be some sort of like scenario designer.
Yeah, and then they'll curate that and
Maybe
pick
a
the best
little-
of the best and have those bubble up to the top.
Now that's what you get at launch. After March, 1 new sandbox location will be released a month.
Oh, wow. That's actually a lot and kind of fast.
So first you get Thailand.
I bet you I'll bet a pizza dinner right now that they immediately fall behind that schedule. Okay. And don't keep to that pace. Because the sandbox
Pizza dinner.
Well, I was going to say steak dinner, and then I was going to say pizza, and then it came out as pizza dinner.
Actually, pizza dinner sounds lovely. Is that knife and fork pizza? If
Yeah.
it's pizza dinner?
Yeah.
We'll do it that
Oh,
way.
that's fancy.
Yeah, that sounds very ambitious.
Those new sandbox locations will be Thailand, United States, and Japan. Now, get this, Justin. All of that costs you $60, the regular price for a video game.
Okay.
But you pay your $60 and then you
Right.
keep getting this stuff after the time. Or for $35, you get just the release content.
Oh.
And then you buy.
Do you have the
pieces.
option?
And then, you could buy
you
the other
have
stuff
to,
too if you wanted to.
Well, but I wonder if that other stuff will cost more. Like if that other stuff costs
I think it works out, ends up costing you more than $60.
Because otherwise there would be literally no reason for anyone to ever buy the $60 now. You could just spend $35 and $25. So yeah, it probably costs more. Yeah, as I say on GameScoop all the time, the devil's in the details. So we'll see. We'll see whether people blow through that content in one evening, or how long it lasts, or whether that contracts mode feels cool or feels crappy. But tentatively, I'm going to say I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
If it's 6 hours
I'm
long.
okay with it.
Yeah, it depends on what's I'm with
Feel
Justin, the devil's in the details. If it's, Portal was 5-6 hours? If it's that good, sure, I'll be thrilled. 5 of the 6 best hours of my life I've ever spent playing a game. So
But it's
if
really-
this is amazing,
Yeah.
I'm great with it. But if it's just another kind of video game and it's short, I'm going to be very disappointed.
It's kind of a video game.
Here's the thing: a real smart guy that I know named Justin Davis says that the devils are in the details.
Just the one devil.
Just the
The devil is
No Azazel,
the devils-
no
The
Azrael.
devils are in the details.
Apostrophe S.
Devils
That's
in
the
the
key.
details.
No
Yeah.
pseudepigraphic devils or demons or anything like that.
All right,
That's a lot of
Dave.
big
All right,
words.
college boy.
We get it. You went to college.
Why does that keep happening?
Because you just quoted T.S. Eliot like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
I agree. I think that the devil is in the details as far as Portal was a great game. It's short. It's fine. Short games can be fine. I don't know if this was designed to be what it is now. It feels like this is something that was in production and, maybe not 100% finished, so they're
It is
testing
It's an odd choice, like we talked about last week. The developers haven't communicated why this model is good for us.
That's really the point of whether this is cool or not cool or works or doesn't work. You brought that question up the last time of they haven't answered why.
Yeah.
It could totally be cool and work, but that still doesn't necessarily mean that there was a great reason.
Why is it better than just paying for a game and getting all of it?
Exactly. Like, why do this versus the traditional sense that people are used to? And I mean, Hitman is a name; people want that name.
I do think. I mean,
part of me thinks that they got a release, right? Like, this doesn't feel like a planned. Is the entire Hitman story of what they're working on right now going to be contained within those 6? Like, is that going to be a good point to ship it at, or do you think? These are just what was done by the time we're ready to ship.
Let's say, just hypothetically, if Metal Gear Solid 5 released with 25 side ops instead of, is there 200 and something?
There's over 150.
What if, and that's actually a fairly reasonable comparison because it's an open sandbox.
I was going to bring this up actually.
That they just sort of plop you into and you revisit the same locations repeatedly, but things are just kind of remixed in minor ways. If that launched with 25 and they added 20 per week for however many more weeks that would be to get up to the total they have now, like, I don't think that would affect my enjoyment of the game one iota. I think it'd be just as fun, just as cool.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too. So I like Hitman. I like Hitman's gameplay loop.
Yeah,
right? You have an objective. You're dropped into an area. Just complete your objective however you can. I like doing that. I could do that over and over again. So the idea of a persistent Hitman service, I like. But like you say, Metal Gear is like already doing that. It's like that exact same thing, and it's all on the discs.
But it's exactly. It's not doing that though because they did just give it all to you.
I'm saying it has that gameplay that I like. I just get the one thing, and I'll just do that forever.
But that's why the reason why I think I'm on board with Hitman is I don't think I would care if that stuff was dripped out for Metal Gear over time. I don't think it would bother me personally.
I think it depends on what the reduction of scope ends up being. I mean, even Metal Gear, we are pretty sure now that there were parts cut from that game that we may never see.
Well, but parts are cut from every game.
Exactly. The difference is Konami actually let us see some of that inadvertently or otherwise. We have a better idea about that than we usually do. And that makes you go, oh man, what was the perceived scale? And that's what, like you said earlier, what's the reason for this? What's the value proposition? I feel suspicious about it. I love that they're including a content creator, and apparently what looks like it's going to be maybe a proctored system of having the good stuff rise up. That's always a good idea to have in those. That's really cool, but I don't see how this helps me, and it seems a little thin, but if it's great, I'll probably grab it anyway.
I really believe that this is going to hinge on how that contracts system feels. If 800 contracts at launch sounds like you'll probably be able to assassinate every single person in this sandbox, or almost every person, and then it's like, your contract is on this person, figure it out, and like, some of those are probably going to be really interesting, right? Like they'll be in interesting places or have an interesting loop that AI follows, and you can go to, and the sandboxes are supposedly very, very large. So it's like go to one end and pick up one item that lets you do interesting things, and some other building in the other end of the sandbox. Like that could be cool. Like just slowly working your way through those contracts, and then a new sandbox comes out. I don't know. I think it's cool. I mean, I'm tentatively on board.
If a Hitman mission required you to assassinate a dog, could you do it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really? I don't think I could.
In a video game?
Yeah, I don't have any problem killing people in video games, but dogs, I don't know if I can do.
No, video game dogs are the worst.
They're like a dime a dozen.
What about Rush?
Except for,
what about Fable?
Rush is a robot.
He's a dog. He's a robot dog.
He's a robot.
What about D-Dog?
D-Dog. Killing D-Dog would be wrong for Metal Gear. Yeah. Killing D-Dog would be wrong. He's got an eye patch.
All right, well, Hitman's launch plan is definitely unique. I think it's one of those things we're just gonna have to wait and until we can look at it with hindsight.
Don't envy whoever ends up reviewing that.
Yeah, really hard.
Yeah, I was thinking how is that gonna work?
I don't know. Probably not very well.
No.